Hi friends, in this video I'm going to go over how to use the green screen feature that's inside of iMovie. That's something that they updated a couple years ago within the app, and it's a really nice feature because you don't need a third-party app or another app or purchase another one to use that. One other app that we had been using before that was Green Screen by Doink, which is a wonderful app, and you can do actually more with that and the green screen features than you can in iMovie. But one nice thing is that iPads typically come with iMovie, and so you don't have to purchase something separate. But I'll tell you about one of the main differences that I like about Green Screen by Doink that you can't do in iMovie once we get inside. So the only thing you'll need to do this is a green background, obviously, and then you'll just use actually your camera app, and you'll record your video within the camera app itself, and we'll pull that into iMovie. One thing to keep in mind when you are recording with the camera is you want to make sure whoever is the subject, if you record them in the middle of the screen, in the middle of the shot, they will be in the middle of the green screen shot too. So if you want them kind of off to the left or off to the right, you have to record them because you can't move them within iMovie. So think about that when you're recording and when you're maybe choosing your backgrounds. So let's get into iMovie here. We're going to tap the plus for a new project, and we're going to open up the movie feature. Now, the thing you want to do first is you want to add your backgrounds to the movie first. So I'm going to add, we were doing weather reports, so I'm going to add these two backgrounds, and I'm going to tap Create Movie now. And now, just in case you've never used iMovie before, you can do a few things. You can move things around just by pressing and holding. You can lengthen how long pictures last by pressing and holding on the yellow bar here, stretching it out. But what we're going to do, I'm going to put my video back to the beginning. And now I'm going to add, if this box isn't up, you can tap the plus in the top right corner. We're going to go to Video. I'm going to go to Recently Added. And I'm going to choose my, let's see, we've got all my students' reports here. I'm going to go to my green screen background here. So I'm going to tap it. And you're going to get three options, either the plus, that'll add it directly to your video. You don't want to do that yet. And then play, that'll play it so you can get a preview of it. We want to tap the three dots actually. And I bet you can guess which one we're going to choose. We're going to choose green blue screen. It's going to drop it in, and then it's going to think for a little bit because it's going to remove that green background. And there you go. Through the magic of green screen, it takes it out. Now you'll notice it's easier to see on this picture. You can see a little bit of a shadow behind my head. That's due to the poor lighting in our area that we were recording. But let me show you how we can fix that. There's two tools. If you tap on your video in your timeline here in the bottom, or your storyboard, and then up in the top right corner of my project here, I have these two buttons. The top one is strength. This is the strength of how much green is being taken out. So this, you can play with this a little bit, but if you do it too much, it'll start to remove more than you maybe want. So you kind of just have to find a happy middle ground there. So you can adjust the strength. This other part, this is where you can crop. If you accidentally like record your shoulder off the edge of the screen, you can drag these in to cut off parts of the edges of your video there that you recorded. But you can see it's cutting off part of my arm, which I'm not going to worry too much about. Now, the thing in the green screen app by Doink that you can't do in here is, like I mentioned, I cannot move my body here to the other side. I can't move it to the middle. I can't resize it. That is something that you can do in the green screen app by Doink. You can resize yourself. You can rotate. You can flip yourself upside down. You can move yourself from side to side. I'd highly recommend that if you'd like to do a little bit more with it, but this is a great starting point for getting used to just green screen in general. So now the other thing you want to make sure your pictures last as long as your video is, so your backgrounds last. Oops. And then what you want to do too, or think about too, is you'll notice the panning view of my photo. That's called the Ken Burns effect in Apple. And so if you want to disable it, you can see down in the bottom right hand corner of my video, it says Ken Burns enabled. If you don't want it, you can tap on it and disable that. And you can play around with some of the features there as well. So that is just one other thing to keep in mind. So once your video is all done, Just click done in the top left. And then in the bottom here, we're gonna click the box with the arrow, and we are gonna save our video, and that'll save it to your iPad. You can airdrop it to another iPad. You can throw it up on YouTube, or put it on Facebook right away. Anyway, have a lot of fun with green screen. We had a great time doing it with our third graders for our weather unit. I would highly recommend it, and it's a great starting point for getting used to green screen. Have fun.